Hello everyone. Today we delve into money laundering, a significant global issue focusing on Singapore, a major financial hub, to understand the source, nature, and the extent of this complex problem. Money laundering is the illegal process of making large amounts of money generated by criminal activities such as drug trafficking or corporate fraud appear to be earned legitimately. It typically involves three key stages: placement, where the dirty money is introduced into the financial system; layering, where the money is shuffled around to cover up its origin; and integration, where it's withdrawn from a legitimate economy as clean money. Globally, it's estimated 2% to 5% of worldwide GDP is laundered each year, translating up to 2 trillion annually. Singapore, often dubbed as the Switzerland of Asia, has been a magnet for international investment and a gateway for massive financial flows. Its robust economy and stringent regulations make it a prime target for legitimate businesses and illicit financial activities. But what are the main sources of money laundering in Singapore? These include organized crimes such as drug trafficking, human trafficking, corporate and white collar crimes, and increasingly sophisticated schemes involving digital and financial cryptocurrency. The nature of money laundering in Singapore is categorized by high sophistication. Criminals often use complex corporate structures or exploit the latest technological advancements in finance to launder their funds. This requires consistent vigilance and adaptation from authorities. The recent scandal involved 10 Chinese nationals who laundered $2.2 billion. This operation not only exposed the sophisticated methods used by the launderers, but also the vulnerabilities within even the most secure financial system. The extent of money laundering in Singapore is substantial, with several high profile cases involving billions of dollars. These cases highlight the ongoing battle against money laundering and the need for regular evolution.
Hello everyone. I will now go into detail about Singapore's strong anti-money laundering system, which is a world-renowned model for its comprehensive approach to fight financial crimes. Let's examine the essential element of Singapore's system that contribute to its effectiveness. Important pieces of legislation like Corruption Drug Trafficking Act and the Terrorism Act serve as the foundation of Singapore's legal fight against money laundering. These laws are essential because they strict guideline for keeping record, reporting suspicious transaction, and conducting due diligence. Establish strict guideline for keeping record, reporting in Singapore. Financial institutions are required to carry out comprehensive customer due diligence. This involves confirming and validating identity of their clients and conducting constant surveillance to identify any unusual behavior. Preventing illegal financial flow require constant vigilance. Coming towards the suspicious transaction reporting office, they must be notified of any suspicious transaction, analyzing these reports and assisting the investigation, legal action of money laundering and terrorist financing operation. Singapore is dedicated to prevent money laundering both domestically and internationally. The nation's ability to combat cross-border financing crime is strengthened by its action cooperations with international organizations and compliance to international sanctions. Singapore is dedicated to prevent money laundering board. Here I'll explain a brief case study as an example of how well Singapore AML strategies work. Let's took a notable case involving one Malaysian bird. The scope and impact of system were demonstrated by investigation which resulted in the seizure of assets worth over $240 million and the conviction of several bankers. Take a more comprehensive approach to combat money laundering than just concentrating on individual. This network include financial institution, real estate broker, establish a worldwide standard for AML enforcement.
Singapore has shown a significant commitment to fighting money laundering in recent years, which is consistent with its status as a prominent international financial hub. The Singapore police force seized more than $2.8 billion in assets in a significant operation that took place in 2023. Financial institutions' careful monitoring of suspicious transactions report and their painstaking intelligence gathering led to this operation. These initiatives highlight how closely the MAS guidelines are adhered to and how efficiently they are enforced. In 2021, more than 30,000 STRs were submitted by financial institutions, a notable increase over the earlier years. This increase demonstrates a proactive approach to identifying potential hazards and is a direct outcome of enhanced compliance with customer due diligence regulations. Additionally, the Monetary Authority of Singapore (MAS) fined financial institutions $3.3 million worth of penalty in 2021 alone for breaches pertaining to fighting the funding of terrorism and anti-money laundering. By emphasizing the strict regulatory scrutiny, these fines increase financial firms' accountability. Furthermore, Singapore's strong AML framework is demonstrated by its 118th global rank in Financial Action Task Force ratings, particularly in areas like client verification procedures and enforcement. The 2023 laundering case reveals some gaps in Singapore's regulatory framework. Foreign nationals managed to launder over $2.2 billion through complex networks involving shell companies and luxury assets by the use of forged documents and intricate ownership. Hence, to conclude, despite the remarkable enforcement and compliance outcomes of Singapore's AML efforts, the current difficulties underscore the necessity of continued vigilance, improved technology usage, and increased international cooperation.
So, I'm going to be talking about the alternative approaches to deal with the issues of money laundering in Singapore. So, the first point is international cooperation. One of the primary strategies to combat money laundering globally is through international cooperation. The Financial Action Task Force, known as FATFs, is established in 1989, is at the forefront of this effort. The FATF's 40 recommendations serve as a comprehensive package of anti-money laundering measures, and member countries commit to their implementation. Efforts have been made to involve countries outside the FATF, particularly those with significant financial systems. Symposia and regional collaborations, such as those held in Singapore and other Asian countries, aim to build consensus and share expertise in combating money laundering. So, the second point is using technology. Technology plays a crucial role in enhancing anti money laundering efforts. In Singapore, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, known as the MAS, is exploring the use of artificial intelligence to detect and prevent money laundering. The Cosmic platform will facilitate collaborative sharing of information among financial institutions, overcoming confidentiality constraints. AI can provide additional insights and enhance risk assessment by analyzing vast amounts of data. Initiatives like Project Greenprint focus on leveraging technology for sustainability data and improving compliance operations. In conclusion, international cooperation and technological innovation are integral to combating money laundering in Singapore. By collaborating with international organizations like the FATF and embracing technological advancements, Singapore can enhance its anti money laundering efforts and safeguard its financial system's integrity. Thank you.
Now we'll be shedding lights on the social impacts of money laundering in Singapore. Money laundering does more than just dirty money. It shakes the very trust we place in our financial institutions. The association of financial sector with illicit activities caused by money laundering can damage Singapore's economic prosperity as an effective marketplace, which may discourage the reputation of Singapore's banking and financial services all across the globe. Money laundering is also linked with higher crime rates, corruption, and even can distort economies by inflating prices and creating bubbles. Crimes like drug trafficking, terrorism financing, and corruption are some illegal activities that money laundering is connected to, and which can affect the society on a big scale. By driving up prices and generating economic bubbles, large quantities of money laundered from other sources can skew the real estate market and also the other areas of economy, which will gradually make Singapore a less affordable for its own citizens. And it doesn't stop here. The resources spent on fighting this cause could have gone to education, healthcare, and other infrastructure developments. The true cost of anti-money laundering compliance across all the Singapore's financial service firms is estimated around 3.13 billion US dollars. These illegal funds deepens social inequality, widens the gap between rich and the poor, leading to social discontent. Singapore is proactive in combating money laundering through rigorous laws and regulations and strict enforcements. However, the social implications of activities remain a concern, highlighting the need for ongoing vigilance and international cooperation.